And do we do a drink check? I know the last episode we did, you didn't want us to say what we're drinking.
Oh, I don't care. We can do a drink check.
We're waiting for the sponsors to roll in.
Yeah. Jolie, do you have anything? Are you drinking anything?
I should get my water. It's a great call. One moment.
While you do that, I'll announce that we're drinking these fabulous High Noon vodka seltzers in the grapefruit flavor. You know them, you love them from... What's the guy with the tats? Post Malone does his High Noons, or he used to when he was a drinker. I think he's sober these days.
I thought he was a Bud Light guy.
I think he had some association with High Noon. They were probably paying him money to do it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there you go. You got your water?
I do. I have my water. I have my beautiful water. My water bottle with a Luce made, our friend Luce, she made a sticker that says, "I stand behind Alec Baldwin."
Oh, okay.
It's from Shane Powers, who is a hilarious Survivor player. Comes straight from his Instagram.
Okay, and was he genuine when he was standing behind Alec Baldwin?
I could not tell. I couldn't tell. He's a little menace, so
all right.
It could have been real. It could have not been. I don't know. Shane Powers, if you're listening, let us know.
I think it's better to stand behind Alec Baldwin than in front of Alec Baldwin. So, do we have to do the Alec Baldwin roundup?
What, Hilaria?
Hilaria, his fake accented wife, is on Dancing with the Stars this season.
Ooh.
I have not watched it. I don't watch that show. But I think that's just very funny that, I'm the wife of Alec Baldwin and I'm not going to do her accent.
We all know her name, though. I was going to make a joke about her not being a star, but we all are aware of her presence. So,
but it's like all specifically around the accent.
You know, I am on the Alex Baldwin beat as part of my day job. And we do an entertainment. I'm a radio host here in Joshua Tree, and we do an entertainment portion of our program. And I think as soon as he got, I think the manslaughter charges got lifted from him. He he threatened to kill a comedian on the streets of New York. Like, some guy came up and approached him in like a bad Donald Trump costume, doing a bad Donald Trump accent, and he was like bugging Alec Baldwin when he was like trying to pack with his family of 14 kids. And Alec Baldwin was like, "If these cameras weren't here, I'd kill you." Something like that. Allegedly.
I mean, I was in the comedy scene in New York, and there's a couple New York comics I'd like to kill. So,
yeah. There was that infamous video. Was that him? Where he called his daughter a pig.
And was like, yeah. A very, very rude man, generally. Yeah. So.
Not great.
Right. And then, his fabulous niece married Justin Bieber's. So, yeah.
Wait, so you guys are both out in Joshua Tree right now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I love the desert. So
you should come out.
Yeah, come visit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's wonderful this time of year. We just got a huge amount of rain, and Adam's new road is completely washed out.
Yeah, I
Wait, you moved out there also, Adam?
I'm moving out there. Yeah, I'm in the process. Yeah. That's
the coolest. I mean, it sucks because it means maybe less Adam around, but...
Yeah, that's why Tuesday is going to be probably my last Highland Park TV day, and I don't know how long time probably.
Oh my God. Yeah. I might be able to make it.
Do we dare say what Highland Park TV is? I know we've talked about it obliquely on this show, but a lot of our guests we know through Highland Park TV. Jolie, could you tell everybody what it is?
Highland Park TV is Los Angeles' favorite public access station that's not attached to any actual station. It is a film and music collective that is, it's been around since 2016, and we mainly shoot on old school equipment from early 2000s public access. So yeah, that's Highland Park TV. Check us out.
All right. I used to do it. I haven't done it in a while because they don't do it on weekends anymore, and I live far away, and I wake up early for work, so I can't come in on a Tuesday anymore. But I used to do it, and it was very fun, and I keep up. I've seen some of your very funny videos. All right, should we start the show?
Let's start the show.
Gingerbread Man down, clean up on aisle podcast.
Welcome back to Clean Up on Aisle Podcast, the dirty truth about grocery stores. I'm your host, Jef Harmatz, here with my host, Adam Fligsten.
Hello, Jeff. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you for joining us on this humid day here in the high desert.
This is humid?
Yeah, well, you're from the East Coast.
Yeah, this is nothing. This is like 30% humidity.
We're joined by Jolie Darrow.
Hi.
Hello, Jolie. And where are you from and how humid is it there?
Oh, I'm from a suburb of Philadelphia, and it's pretty humid. Mm-hmm. I mean, not right. I'm not here right now. Right now, I'm in Los Angeles. But originally, I'm from a suburb of Philadelphia, and it gets very, very humid.
Philly and Maryland, where I grew up, are pretty much the same weather.
Okay, and you would describe it as humid?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Is that an accent thing?
No,
humid.
I just was trying to humid. Yes. I do the weather here, and I was looking at our weather station this morning, and it was 99% humidity here in Joshua Tree.
Whoa.
Wait,
very
certain rain.
Wait, 99. That doesn't seem right.
I saw it on the device itself, Adam.
I mean, that means the air is water.
Yeah.
So I did look it up because I was like, can it be 100% humid? And it definitely can be 100% humid. It's when the air can absorb no more moisture.
I have been in New Orleans in the summertime. This is not, I'm sorry to call your device defective, but this is not 99%.
It was humid for the area. There was as much water as the Joshua Tree atmosphere could absorb.
All right.
So,
relatively humid. Relatively 99% humid.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, I hope I'm not doing false humidity valor or whatever, but it was humid in the desert. So, and not to talk too much about weather, but are you adjusting to the low humidity of Los Angeles, which is also a desert, Jolie?
Yeah, I would say that I was in New York last week for work, and it was real humid there, and it mostly sucks how humid it is. However, my hair is so much better on the East Coast every time. So much better, so much more volume. You turn your head and the curls just work their magic. The women on Sex and the City actually hideous, but the humidity makes them all gorgeous.
My partner is a very straight-haired person, and when we have been in, well, I'm you can see I'm very curly and my hair goes wild in the humidity, but she keeps the straight hair, straight bangs, and when she is when we went to New Orleans, which is admittedly extremely extraordinarily humid, her bangs turn into the bat signal. They start to curl upwards and outwards, and it looks like what's on Michael Keaton's chest in Batman movie. So, how was New York City for you?
It was good. It was fine. Yeah. All right. I interviewed the Downton Abbey cast.
Are they doing Downton Abbey still?
Okay, here's the thing about Downton Abbey. There's a third movie coming out.
Third movie?
There's been three.
Okay.
Well, there's a third one coming. And they sent me to do the interview for the movie. And I've never seen a single episode. And I've never seen any of the other movies. So it felt like a little bit of a social experiment watching the third one, being do I know what's happening? And yeah, I knew what was happening.
Yeah, there's nice people and mean people and rich people and poor people.
Yeah,
and
upstairs, downstairs is a whole thing.
Yeah.
You didn't say that to them, though. I think it's pronounced Downtown Abbey. And as soon as you
Downtown Abbey.
they'll know that you've never seen it right away if you start talking like Downton to him.
I went full Philly. I went Downton.
How was the cast? Were they very nice?
Yeah, they were lovely.
Okay.
Yeah, very British.
Now that you've seen how it ends, do you think that you're gonna go do a memento and kind of watch the second movie and then the first movie and then watch the seasons backwards?
No.
All right. What about starting from the beginning?
No.
All right.
I guarantee I've seen enough Downton. Not to knock it. It's just I don't know. There's so much media to consume. I feel like the third one really gave me the picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got it. I've seen way more than that, and you got it. You don't need to say anymore. You're good.
How much have you seen?
I think I saw the first 2 or 3 seasons. And the first season's not bad, but it gets progressively soap opera-y, and just unrealistic. And I don't know. At some point, I'm like, why am I watching this thing anymore? And also, like, I wanted them to be trashing the rich people the whole time, and they don't do that. They make some of the rich people jerks, and some of them are very nice.
Okay.
And I don't love
Yeah,
that.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
All rich people should be portrayed as like, pigs, like wallowing in mud, beating their wives and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even the end of A Nightmare Before, what's it, Christmas? What's that? Scrooge?
The cartoon one?
No, just the original one.
Oh,
The Christmas Carol?
Yeah. The end of the Christmas Carol, he should just be a jerk at the end.
okay. They should like
Like
shove him
no
off the building.
Yeah, like no learning. Like
So, Jolie, I've never met you before, but I've heard you on other podcasts and friends of ours' podcasts. And I've asked Adam.
Oh, Loose Meat?
Loose Meat.
Yeah, Loose Meat. We've had both of those fellows on our show. And I always am asking Adam about this. We were just having dinner before the record, and I know that you have a dog, and you have a podcast about your dog.
I have a docu-series about my dog.
Okay.
It's called My Fucked Up Dog. It's I was full speed ahead working on it, and then I got a full-time job about a year ago, and it's been very slow since then. So the My Fucked Up Dog project has, it's sort of, there's a lot of inertia to it right now, but hopefully at some point we will pick that back up.
Is your dog still fucked up?
She's still fucked up.
Okay.
I'm not as fucked up, but that's the, I will say though, because she's not as fucked up, I feel like the immediacy of doing the doc like definitely has waned. There's still I'm still passionate about it. There's still a lot there, but it definitely was easier to like hyperfixate on the doc when, she was like in my ear being stressed out all the time.
All right,
She's
so the
too
dog
good.
the dog is better. You've kind of solved the problem. I don't think like you started the docuseries and then you can make it about something else. You could make it about what was the exit through the gift shop where it started out to be about Banksy and then it turned out to be
Mr. Brainwash.
yeah.
Well, that sort of is that is like the narrative. So the joke I always say about the doc is like it starts out as a cute documentary about my journey with this like broken dog and ends up at prison reform. So like that is and there's like a whole true crime element to it based on where she came from and like what I've uncovered about it. So like there's a lot there. It's just I'm only one person and I'm tired.
It wasn't Al Capone's dog, right?
It wasn't. It was not Al. Does Al Capone have a famous dog?
No, when you said true crime, he's like the most famous criminal I could think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, I guess so. I suppose she is.
I'm glad that the dog is good.
Yeah, she's great. She's behind me, and I won't fuck up my like setup to show you, but she is. You can tell. You can't tell she's behind me because she's not crying. She's sleeping like a normal dog.
Great. What did you do to fix the dog or to ease the dog's like problems, I guess?
So many things. So the biggest thing is I'm a huge believer in force-free training and positive reinforcement training. And so with like a combination of really good positive reinforcement training and good medication, she has definitely improved that way. But like the caveat there, when I say medication, I'm like a huge believer in medication for dogs if they need it. But just like people, it won't solve your problems. It just gives you the space and the like calmness of mind to be able to get them to a place where they can learn. So that's like a huge thing. But yeah, if anyone is listening and they have a dog that is challenging, consider looking into what medications could help if you've exhausted other like things.
I've got a little dog who's a bit of a maniac, but on the normal, like within the realm of normal variants.
Well, this is hard. It's like it's so funny because like people will come over and whatnot, and like she's great now. She's like, so especially in her house, like she's really chilling when she's here, and people will be like, what are you talking about? Like you, and I'll get stressed out. She'll like do things. She'll like, start barking, whatever. And like, I have to remember that's like normal dog behavior. I'm just like so used to being so hypervigilant about her like bad dog behavior.
So Adam, you're in the market for a new dog. You're off the market for a new house, and you're kind of considering maybe getting a dog.
That's true.
Are you? That's cool.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
If Adam is looking for a new dog, what are some signs that he should look out for good dog versus bad dog? And all dogs are good, and all dogs need a home as well. Like even a bad dog.
Yeah, all dogs
needs
are
a home.
good. I'm at like, it's funny because I'm so I've done so much work with my dog where I'm like, I'd probably get another broken one at this point, which tells you probably something about me. But
I'll save her.
Yeah. And you know what? It stops at dogs. That's definitely the only creature that I do that with. If you're getting a new dog, I don't know. I think like puppies are intense, but definitely getting them when they're really young like can help because you can shape a lot of their behavior. But like ultimately, I think it's really about like what the dog that like will match your lifestyle, and like it's about like what you're willing to do for that dog. I'm a big believer. Like I love dogs. I think all dogs need homes and saving, but I also think a lot of people have dogs that shouldn't. And now I think everyone should have dogs. That's like a big thing of mine too, where I'm like, I think actually animal companionship is like right. Like I think that we all should be able to have that because it's so, not only is it critical for people, but like dogs, this is like what's fascinating about dogs is they have evolved in such a way where like they literally need us. Like there's no separating humans and dogs. We co-evolved, which is like one of the coolest things. Like there's some people speculate there's no like modern society, what do you call it? Like agrarian society without dogs because it became sort of this like contract between humans and wolves where it's like, okay, you protect us and we'll feed you, and we like co-evolved. So I think like, again, I feel very deeply that it is a right and people should be able to have pets if they want them. However, I think that the way our society is set up is that having dogs is a much bigger responsibility than I think a lot of people think. And this is my issue with a lot of dog training and a lot of dog training methodology is people often want a like good dog, right? Like a perfect dog that like does the things that like dogs are supposed to do and like does what they're told and sits when they're told and whatever. But a lot of having a dog is recognizing they are also like a creature with their own wants and needs, and like modern capitalist society doesn't always accommodate that. So like, you know, dogs need to sniff when they go on walks. Like that's a huge part of walks is like letting them sniff, letting them gather information. But you know, people have like morning meetings that they have to get to, and it's like you have to be willing to like meet your dog in the middle, and like sometimes your dog needs attention in the middle of the day and they're crying and like you're like, what do you need? And you realize it's just attention. And you got to be willing to like stop and give it to them because they deserve that.
No, wait,
well, my dog did the biggest sniff today. I couldn't even believe. I was like, there's a record-breaking sniff of a creosote bush. So it's been raining in the desert, and like that desert rain smell comes from. Yeah, my dog was just like, I am going to spend like 5 minutes sniffing here and just sniffing the bottom of this creosote bush entirely. And I was like, I kind of have time for this, but at a point I was like, well, maybe it's a little much. But I did let her go through the big sniffs, and she did have a nice time doing a record-breaking sniff. I would check the Guinness World Record book to see who did big sniff the best.
Wow.
The biggest sniff, not the best sniff.
That's a big competition for that honor.
But yeah, I don't know. I bring my dog to work, and I bring her around a lot of places. She's a little independent beast. And she, you know, yeah, she gets to sleep wherever she wants to sleep. She usually likes to sleep on her own and then come wake us up when she's ready to hang out. But she has a little agency and stuff like that.
That's great. Yeah, and like sometimes, you know, there's times, just like with kids, there's times where like you gotta do the thing you're like quote unquote not supposed to, because for their safety or their health. Like, you can't just like let a dog eat chocolate or roam into the street. And like sometimes, you know, Agnes will like get stuck sometimes. And
Stuck
like,
in what? Like a pickle barrel?
like in her own thoughts.
Okay.
Like just like she'll like freeze in like a dangerous situation or something, like in the middle, like crossing the street. And you know, the force-free person in me is like, oh, like we gotta wait for her to like choose to go on her. But like sometimes you just gotta get the dog out of the fucking street and you gotta pick her up and take her. And that's, or like, you know, if you need to like stop them from, we try and be like loose leash, or we try to do like the long leash and like let her kind of go where she wants to go. But like, yeah, sometimes you can't. And so it's about choosing those moments. But I forget where I was going with that. But yeah, no, it sounds like you're doing all the right stuff with your
All
dog.
right. Well, Adam, what should you look for? What are you looking for in dog?
I mean, right now, I mean, I'm inspired by your dog. Jeff's dog is a little dog. And the thought of like too big of dog is a little intimidating for me. So I would say medium to small is probably what I'm looking for. Puppy is probably what I'm looking for. I don't know. Cute, I guess.
I would say no. Oh, sorry. I would say that is something. Small is good. I wouldn't have said that a long time ago. However, the hardest thing I run into now with the dog is like, I want to go on the East Coast and you can't travel with bigger dogs, and they have to be like a certain length, and sometimes Agnes is like under the weight requirement, but she's long. She's a long dog.
How long?
It's pretty long. I think it's like, I don't know. How long are you, Agnes? 20 inches?
Is that a thing on flying with dog? Is like, do they have like a little box like for your luggage where the dog must like fit within this parameter?
Basically,
to get on an
yeah.
airplane? Okay, wow.
Yeah. So I do wish that she could come with me there.
I mean, I've got a relatively small dog, but if she gets in that box and starts doing big stretch, then they're going to say, oh, she's extended. She's extending herself and she might not go on the plane. So
That's true. Gotta watch out for that.
Speaking of traveling and stuff, maybe we should find out a little bit about your grocery store history.
Yeah, let's go.
So you're from Philadelphia, you say?
Yes, I'm from South Jersey, which is I'm from Marlton, New Jersey, which is just over the bridge from Philadelphia.
And you consider yourself a Pennsylvanian rather than a New Jerseyite?
It's not that I consider myself a Pennsylvanian. I consider myself a Philadelphian. I did live in Philly for several years when I got out of college. So like I think I connect to the city as opposed to like, yeah, New Jersey, but I wouldn't say it's Pennsylvania. I would say it's specifically the city.
Got it. And growing up, what was your grocery store situation like? Did you get to go with the folks much?
Yes, I went with my mother, because of course, heteronormativity. But the thing that was always like the joke about bringing me to the grocery store is they would just like give me, you know, the little like ties, like the ties for the fruit that like close the fruit. So my mom would just like give those, the little like, you look confused, like the little wire ties.
Little wire. I mean, they don't do it as much these days, but back in the day, it would be like a wire tie
on the fruit.
You put it in the bag, or put the apples in the bag.
Do you think maybe they didn't do it in California?
Is this an East Coast thing? I don't know.
I'm from California. Yeah, I'm from Southern California. So
I mean, I don't remember seeing this in a while, but just imagine just a wire thing,
like a bread tie kind of thing.
Yeah, but not
like
stiff. It's
not
not
a
stiff.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
There's
yes, I guess
a name
like
for it, right?
A twist tie? Is it a twist tie?
Yeah, twist tie.
Yeah.
They had twist ties for fruit.
Yeah.
For the bag, you know the bags in the produce aisle. You put the fruit in the bag and then you twist it on.
Were you worried that the apples is gonna like roll into the cart or whatever? Like,
sure,
okay, but then just get the apples back in the bag. It's not that big. It seems like a lot of extra steps.
Look. We liked plastic on these stuff, okay? We're not like you hippies in California. We want our fruit with little accessories.
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe you. I don't doubt it. I'm a little. This is a foreign concept.
Okay, so these twist ties. I like to play with them, and so the joke was always like, you give me these little twist ties and I'd entertain myself for like, the whole time, and I would make little stories out of them. There was like, mom twist tie and dad twist tie and like, the babies, etc.
Are you doing this on the floor of the grocery store? Or are you like in the cart?
I'm in the car.
Okay.
I'm in the front. The thing up top.
You've taken all of the twist ties off of the apple bags. Are the apples just rolling around in the cart loose?
No. I'm not taking them off. I'm not going to sacrifice the little accessories for my fruit. I'm taking separate twist ties.
Okay. Maybe that's why they discontinued them, because little kids were just like, have you seen what these kids are costing us in twist ties this fiscal year?
Yeah, bottom line. They had to hit their bottom line.
What about other things when you're riding around in that cart? Did you see cereal? Did you see candy that you wanted to grab, or was it mostly just twist ties?
Good question. I don't know. I was a picky eater, so like I probably I definitely wanted like sugary things always, but yeah, I don't remember necessarily like arguing to try and get it. We were like a junk food house, you know what I mean? So it was fine.
You were already gonna get some good stuff.
I was gonna get it, yeah.
Pop-Tart?
I wasn't so into pop. I liked like sugary cereals, or as my dad likes to call them, sugar bombs. What else? I liked. Yeah, I was a picky eater as a kid, but like a weird picky eater. Like I didn't like everything. I didn't like pizza as a kid, which is crazy. I didn't like hamburgers, but I liked hot dogs. I liked shrimp. I really liked shrimp and smoked salmon. We're Jews, so Sunday was you go to Zagara's grocery and get thinly sliced Nova lox. And
so I did want to ask, this one we're doing with the twist ties, that's a big time grocery store? That's a chain grocery store? Or what store was this?
All the stores. No, all the stores.
Oh, okay. And then what was the Sunday one for the lox? Was that a specialty store that you're going to? Or
Zagara's was more of like Whole Foods back when Whole Foods was like a thing. It's like, a special store, like a Gelson's. To put it in your language.
Thank you.
You have to translate for Southern California. Yeah, he doesn't know twist ties.
I don't know what Gristedes is, or what was the fish store?
Zagara's.
Zagara's
was like a local. I don't know if it was a chain, but it was like. But then my local, the other one that we went to was Gennardi's, and I don't know if Gennardi's was a chain. But it was our grocery store.
Not one that I've heard of yet. But.
Yeah, I didn't. It didn't make it to
It might have been like a local chain, perhaps.
Did you go to Wawa?
Oh yeah, I love Wawa.
It is not really. I mean, maybe grocery store adjacent. It's like a bodega.
Store.
Yeah. I love Wawa.
Yeah, Wawa's the best.
Special place.
What makes it so good? I know they have like good sandwiches, but like
soft pretzels. Mm-hmm. Soft pretzels.
They're generally, not all of them, but they're generally well kept up. They're bigger than like a 7-Eleven or whatever. The
sandwich counter. They have like the custom sandwiches.
I love that.
The hoagies. You get hoagies, right? Mm-hmm. And so they're great. And like there's a smell to it too. There's like a coffee smell when you walk in, and like if you go into a Wawa, you'll smell like that Wawa for the rest of the day.
Okay. And does each Wawa have its own smell? Like if I bump into you, I'm like, oh, you're from the Wawa 37th Street.
No.
Okay.
No.
Just a vague Wawa.
The same. Mm-hmm.
All right.
You go anywhere in the world, and Wawa is the same.
The Wawa.
That's what we all
Loft.
have in common.
So you left the East Coast for the West Coast.
Yes.
And how was that transition in grocery stores? Like.
Okay, so here's why I might not have been the best guest for you.
Okay.
So there's someone who's sitting behind me who one day I think should come be a guest. Is my partner Andrew. He's our resident grocery store expert. Also for the record in Philly they say grocery store.
Okay.
I see. Oh,
yeah. Or grocery or grocery.
Grocery.
But Andrew kind of is the one who does like the grocery shopping. And that mainly started this is sort of special. We have an ex-Trader Joe's employee here. So,
Okay.
yeah, he's like a real one. He worked at the Trader Joe's in Cobble Hill, Brooklyn during the pandemic. So that is he's like a real one. Yeah.
Okay. I was living in New York when I think that opened, right?
I don't remember the Cobble Hill one.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of the Park Slope one.
No, this was the one that used to be a bank in Cobble Hills. But
I don't think I have been to that one. I think that one opened.
It's huge, and like there's like just massive lines. Basically, you like shop the line as you go. But he started. That's kind of like when he started when he got that job, because I lived in Brooklyn for a bit, and he started doing our grocery shopping because he'd just like be there, and it kind of just stuck because I hate the grocery store.
Really?
I do. It's very overwhelming.
Okay, it's just too much stuff?
It's too much stuff. I don't like lists. I can't follow lists. And so, like, I especially hate it when there's something, like, expected of me. It's, like, different when it's, like, go to the grocery store, get whatever you want. But, like, here's my gripe with the grocery store. Let's get into it.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. My gripe with the grocery store is kind of the way I feel about like going to the dentist, which is it's fucking hard because you go and you got to like do the chore of grocery shopping. But not only that, the reward you get for doing the thing you were supposed to do is you have to pay money. And that's bullshit.
I think the reward is more that you get to come home with all like the good stuff. Like, oh, look at these carrots.
Because then you come home and you still don't have anything.
And you still have to put it in the fridge
Put it
and you got to
together,
do all that
you have to
stuff.
make it.
So this is a common tension between Jef and I. This is sort of the part of the podcast.
The meat of the podcast.
Yeah, Jef loves the grocery store. He goes every day, pretty much, sometimes twice a day.
I went twice on Wednesday. Yes.
Yeah. And I go
do you also like getting x-rays twice a day?
It depends on what part of the body, I guess. Sometimes x-rays do feel a little nice on the scalp there. But no, I'm a one-a-day goer, and my partner will go once a day, and sometimes like I'll go after her and go to different stores and get different stuff.
Jeff does his taxes twice a year.
Yeah.
I don't want to like be like Sigmund Freudy about it, but like, when did these feelings about grocery stores like develop in you? Like, at what age were you?
Probably when I had to start like doing it myself, right? Like when I was young, I was like, I don't think I cared that much about going. I don't know. I'll have to ask my mom. But like, I don't think I was that bothered by it. But I think like, yeah, when I got to college and it's like, oh, I have to do this all of my own, and it's like, yeah, it's just it's a time suck to me. It's like, it's something that I have to do in the middle of my day or whenever, at the end of my day when I'm tired. And it's like, I've got so many other things. And then I get in there and I knew it would come out eventually, but like, I've got severe ADHD. And so like, it's one of those things where there's just so much information and input to process, and like, again, especially if I have like specifics I have to get, it's like I can't, my eyes just have too much to look at. I'm the person who, when I'm checking out, I'm still looking at all the things like, what could I have possibly forgotten? And I look like I'm like stealing something because I'm like being real cagey, but I'm just like, I can't help it.
Have you ever tried to wear sunglasses in the grocery store?
Yes.
That's not making a joke. Yeah. Does it help?
Yeah. Weirdly, wearing a mask a little bit does. Like, even though I don't know, there's just something about like being a little more anonymous in the store that like is kind of nice. And like,
have you tried horse blinders? And I am joking. I am making a joke in that one.
That would be great for me and terrible for the person whose cart I knock into. Yeah, that's the other thing. Navigating the aisles. Ugh. God. Like having to like, it's like a small space and there's people trying to get by you and like, oh, it's awful.
For me, that's what it is. I'm not as overstimulated by the whatever visuals, but the social part of it all is the part that stresses me out. Like just like waiting or going and like just like bagging or do you put the thing on when you're done, and there's just like it's like a dance, it's like a choreographed dance that I don't always love doing.
What do you like about it? Tell me what you like about it.
I love to cook. I love to pick out the things that I'm going to cook. I enjoy going to the different ones and seeing what the different stuff is and like being inspired by, this is on sale. Maybe I need to do something with this. Or like, look, this is like the cut of meat that they have today. Like, what do I like to cook with this cut of meat? Or like, what the veggies are. Or I don't know. The Korn song, Adidas, All Day I Dream About Sex. I'm the same, but it's All Day I Dream About Snacking.
Wow.
So I'm like...
Wow.
Still Adidas.
I get very inspired. It's like, I don't know, I approach it like a puzzle. Like I'm walking through the grocery store and like, look at all of these things. How do they fit together in the thing that I'm going to cook for myself later on today?
Interesting. I like that for you. I just can't see it for myself. And again, I think it does start with that core unit of like, I just don't like to cook.
I had a unusual grocery store day on Wednesday that I would like to share if this is an appropriate time for that.
This is the appropriate place.
Talking about social interactions. I had a million errands to do, and some of that was dog involved. So I said, I'm going to try and knock out the grocery store before I go home, get the dog, take the dog to meet the other dog, go to the dog park, etc. And I was going to go meet my friend who's fostering a dog. And I said, hey, I'll be over as soon as I hit the grocery store. He says, are you going to the grocery store? Can you get me something? And I hate to do that.
Yeah, that's stressful.
That's the worst thing.
Why don't you like that?
Because I don't want to shop for other people. The thing that he asked me to get was, so my partner said, I'm at this specific grocery store because they sell the wine that my partner specifically wanted. She wanted some Savvy B, or for our American listeners, Sauvignon Blanc, which is a white wine, I'm told.
You're told.
And she tells me, she says, Savvy B, it's white. That's what she tells me. So I was at the store, forgot to get the wine. I forgot to get the sweet potatoes, which is what my friend asked for. So while I'm at the checkout, I run back to the produce section, and I don't like sweet potatoes. I don't buy sweet potatoes. I don't know what I'm looking for in sweet potatoes. I just grabbed 5 of them and totally space on the wine. So I do my day, go to the dog park, do all this stuff, and then on my way home, I'm like, I need to remember, if I come home without the wine, I am in big trouble. So I went back to get the wine, left the dog in the car, and I ran into a lady that I sort of know from the dog park who gets in line to the register behind me, and I wave at her, and she looks at me like she has no idea who I am. And I explained to her, excuse me, miss, I know
like
you
out of context, yeah.
Yeah, I know you from the dog park. And she says, oh, yes, I haven't seen you there in a while. And then she went on a big rant about how the pesticides on the grass at the dog park are making her dog super ill, and so she doesn't go there anymore. And she wouldn't let me. I was like, my dog was in the car for like 2 minutes, and this lady was like, I'm sorry, I have to run. My dog's in the car. I can't like leave my dog in the car for that long. So the fun social, isn't that fun?
Yeah, no, it sucks. Like anything like that could happen any day at the grocery store.
Yeah,
that's what I love about the grocery store. You never know what's going to happen.
No, I see, and you're like, I don't like shopping for other people at the grocery store, and I think that's also like a piece of it for me, right? Where I'm like, it always feels like I'm shopping for other people at the grocery store because I don't want anything there. I want like junk. I don't want to cook. I want to eat garbage always.
How often would you say that you go to the grocery store? I know that you're not the shopper in your household.
Andrew, how often do I go to the grocery store? Maybe once a month, probably.
Okay.
When he's like, I just can't do it again. And I'm like, okay, heard.
Which one do you go to?
We go to the Whole Foods in Silver Lake because it's the closest.
Wait, 365?
Sometimes the Vons, yeah. Mostly the Vons. Mostly the Vons. Oh, I'm being told that it's mostly the Vons now.
Oh, the Vons in Echo Park?
Yeah.
Okay, I used to live in that same neighborhood. We're going to do a special... We're going to do a special episode about the Whole Foods 365.
With Julian Shine.
Yes.
Yeah. Excellent. Oh, I mean, I'll tune into that. I'll listen to Julian dunk on Whole Foods. Absolutely.
I have a lot of bad opinions about that place personally. So.
Yeah, no, it's not a good, it's just the closest. So
okay.
It's not
also
like,
that Vons.
Yeah. Vons is, you want to know why I like the Vons?
No, Jeff doesn't like that Vons, but I'm curious to hear your perspective of it.
I like the Vons because they have cookie cakes there.
Adam and I have a friend who has been almost stabbed in that Vons twice.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Holy shit! Is your
Vons
friend just shitty, or
he's kind of shitty? Yeah,
it?
he's a little shitty. Bleep his name out.
Yeah, I will. Okay. Okay, got it. Yeah.
But it's the Echo Park
Nate
Vons.
Falston?
It's the one like by the Echo in it's like under Sunset Boulevard, kind of, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, that's how I guess I would describe it.
Also, as you were talking too, it occurred to me, I feel like another thing, probably another hang up that I have with the grocery, or like another thing that like prevents it from being fun, is like the money of it all. Is like, you know, there's like cool cheeses and cool fruit, but like I've just like never had money. But like, you know, now I'm an adult and like I can afford better groceries sometimes. But like, it's the stigma. It's like the what do you call it? The trauma around like, I want that nice cheese, and then realizing like, but you can't have that nice cheese. So yeah, go eat fucking polio string cheese or whatever.
I thought they had a vaccine for polio string cheese, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
It was
that.
banned.
Joe Rogan's really mad about it.
well, so you were talking about grapefruit, and maybe this is the right time for us to jump into the topic.
Yeah.
I'm curious. So the way this show works, we usually pitch people topics, but we always want suggestions. And you suggested the topic of, is it just cut fruit? Is that?
It was originally produce.
It's chopped up produce.
I changed it to fruit because we
It's
changed
broader.
it.
It's broader.
We can hear your perspective, but all of our research will be fruit related.
Okay, I like fruit. I'm a fruit fan, so this works.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So I was given a couple options. One was Lunchables, and like I think Lunchables would have been fun. I could definitely talk about Lunchables, but I feel like the thing that's nearest and dearest to my heart at the grocery store is chopped up, pre-cut produce. And I feel like it's probably controversial because, you know, it's like I can cut. People are probably like, oh, I can cut my own fruit. Like that's such a, and like, you know, it's more expensive. It's always more expensive. It's like you'll pay for a watermelon, let's say, like you'll pay like, I don't know what, $6 for like a big old fucking watermelon in California. And then like the chopped version of it might be like $9, and that's like crazy.
I have actual numbers, which we'll get into.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Also, I want to hear if you know why all the avocados suck now, because that's been a big thing lately. But
I want to hear about it. Yeah, we'll get there.
So, yes, you could see it as a waste of money. However, you have to think about it in terms of money saved, because chopped up fruit or produce in general, like I feel like the one that like will be most likely, like the vegetable that we'll most likely get is butternut squash. Butternut squashes are such fucking hard produce to cut. It's just like hard to cut them. They're like tough. And
Can I suggest that you get your knives sharpened?
Okay, yeah, you can suggest a whole bunch of things. It doesn't mean I'm gonna do it. So, they're hard to cut. Like, I mean, you never have like counter space. So like, sometimes getting these like and we don't have dishwashers. That's the other thing. It's like you don't have all the like pots and pans in the world to waste. Like that's for rich people. That's for people who can afford a dishwasher or like don't live in a rent controlled building. Those people can enjoy their sharp knives. I love that for you, Jef. If that's your journey. However,
I did get my knives sharpened recently, and then I proceeded to cut my finger every time I used them. They were like way too sharp. I'm like still like recovering from some of those wounds from my most recent knife sharpening.
That's crazy.
You probably should have bought pre-cut produce, and you wouldn't have that problem.
Imagine what you would have saved in Band-Aids. So like it's that, and then for the fruit, it's like, like I said, I have bad ADHD. Eating's already like a whole thing for me. It's just like I don't want it to be a multi-step process. If I could have all of my food in liquid form, I would. Like I love, and like don't pitch me Soylent Green or what the fuck ever. Like that's not a thing. It's not real. But like smoothies. Like I love smoothies. But yeah, it's the thing that would used to happen with like the whole fruit or the whole whatever is like you get it and you're like, I like fruit. I really want to have this. And then it just sits there and then you never get up the like muscle to cut it. And then with the pre-cut fruit, it's like already done for me. And so like it's less likely it'll go bad because it's done for me. So in that case, I'm saving money because I'm not wasting food.
Okay.
Cut fruit is self-care.
So I found a big fight on Reddit about this issue.
I can't wait.
But a lot of people came down, and I would say maybe even the majority came down with exactly what you're saying, and kind of turned, because I do buy cut fruit, but I always feel guilty about it.
Because they want you to, Adam.
Yeah, I know. But a lot of people were like this is good for disabled people. But also the one about waste. It's like, look, I need to be honest with myself. If I have a watermelon like on the counter, like there will be some percentage of the time that I will just not cut it. Whereas if it's in the fridge and I could just go grab some, like I'm going to eat it. So yes, it's more, but like, is it really for me, for my lifestyle? And a lot of people were saying that. So yeah, I get it.
Okay. Wow.
I think Jef looks disgusted right now.
I know. I will tell you all the things that I like. The one big thing that we buy pre-cut and is pineapple.
Yeah,
when
pineapples
we make pizza,
are hard to cut.
Yeah, my partner loves pineapple on her pizza. I think she makes smoothies with pineapple. I don't like pineapple. I don't know how to cut a pineapple. If you hand me a pineapple, I'm gonna turn it upside down and look at it sideways and be like, I don't know what to do with this. I'm gonna hit it on the ground like the monkey from 2001. Like, I don't get it. So that's why I buy the frozen pie, or we buy the fresh pineapple and we freeze it so we have it on hand for pizza pie, smoothie, etc.
Right.
And I think like some of these other pre-cut fruits that are like weird to deal with, like I don't know if I would know what to do with the jackfruit, but also I don't think they're really selling,
No.
I don't
jackfruit in the can.
Last very long, cut.
I'm a big proponent of like salad kits. Which
salad kits are cool.
We're not going to get too much into the salad kits because that's a whole nother ball of wax. A whole nother head of lettuce. But like it's the same thing. Like I do really appreciate the convenience of having like I will chop up kale and I will chop up my snow peas and make the salads at home. But if I'm in a pinch, I'm happy to get a Caesar salad kit and throw in an avocado, and that's totally cool with me. So there's a part of me that understands where everybody's coming from on this.
However.
So yeah, I'm totally but we're gonna get to the however. So in terms of pineapple, I have some actual numbers. So this is Ralph's. Ralph's sells 32 ounces of pre-cut pineapple for $11.99. And if you estimate the typical weight of a pineapple, it's 32 ounces. So a single pineapple is $4. So it's $12 versus $4. Now, there is some waste of those ounces. Let's say, 20-30% of that is waste. Still, the numbers are pretty rough, just on a money basis for the pre-cut pineapple. But cutting a pineapple is a lot of work.
So, a lot of work. You're going to pay more if you pay someone to come over and cut that pineapple for you.
That's true.
Here's one more argument, so as I'm getting older, I'm getting weirder about food, and I'm trying to eat more whole foods.
Heard.
And this is more of a meat thing, but I get a little weird when some of the meat that I'm eating is from multiple animals. I don't buy store-bought ground beef anymore because I don't want to have a hamburger that's made out of 40 cows. And if you're getting the pre-cut pineapple, is that pineapple from the chunks are from 6 different pineapples?
No, I can't
are they gonna
imagine,
taste different? Are they going to be? I bet they're cutting up, all these pineapples and then just toss them
probably
in a bin,
two max.
Okay,
2.
All right,
yeah.
But again, maybe people love to eat all the different, 6 different pineapples.
It's also different because I don't eat meat, so that's to me, I'm oh god, multiple animals. But it doesn't bother me if it's multiple pineapples. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't care where they've been.
Okay.
So I will say that pre-cut fruit, unfortunately for us pre-cut fruit people, is a source of foodborne illnesses fairly frequently.
So much more. Outrageously more.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Give me the numbers. Let's hear it.
Well, I don't know. Do you have the numbers?
I don't know if I have some numbers, but I have like...
No, then it's not true.
Well, they say it's like when you get like a scratch on your skin, like once it's cut, then stuff that's like on the rind like can start spreading onto... So you cut into a watermelon. The knife hits the rind of the watermelon and goes through the watermelon, carrying bacteria that's just on the outside of the watermelon. And then... it's fine to eat it right away, but as it like sits there, it can the bacteria can kind of like grow. So like essentially once you like cut into the fruit, that is like the end of its like sturdiness. Like it starts to decay immediately after that. Like it can keep getting ripe or staying ripe off the vine, but like cutting into that fruit, that means you've killed it and it's starting to rot, starting to get bacteria and stuff. And like, anything with more handling as well, like that is going to be getting more possibility of foodborne illness.
Yeah, there's also more plastic. Like, I'm not saying that this is like a good like I don't think everyone should do cut fruit. Like I think it's really a matter of like lifestyle, right? Where it's like if I had all the time in the world, I'm not buying pre-cut fruit. If I have time to cut my fruit, I'll cut and wash the dishes and store it, etc. Like, yeah, I'll just do it myself. But given the situation of my life, I'm like, this is one of those where I'll just like, I'll take the L.
You'll risk it on that.
Yeah.
I do have a stat. Salmonella can double every 30 minutes. So if the guy cuts the fruit in the morning at the counter and it had salmonella on it, then by the time you're getting to it at 3 p.m. for snack, it might be some problems.
So from what I could read, and Jef, you can correct me if I'm wrong, most of these salmonella type things came from kind of a factory setting, not like I'm at the grocery store and I'm a guy with a knife kind of a thing. Now, of course,
true? I would assume opposite, actually.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah. But like, if you buy like a party tray or something like that at Costco, like that's kind of where I was here reading about it coming from. Is that not what you read? Or
it doesn't say like, okay. So, I mean, it says that I have this article about a salmonella outbreak in pre-cut melon from 2018. And this is one where this is like a fruit seller is providing the fruit trays or the prepackaged fruit to stores. It says Costco, Walmart, and Whole Foods.
That's what I'm talking about.
But I know that, like, I was just at our local Stater Brothers, which is an Inland Empire, Southern California chain, where they have a guy, literally there was 2 guys in there cutting fruit at a counter in the middle of the produce section while I was there.
Oh, you don't want them to have jobs, Jef?
I do want them to. It's fine for them to have jobs.
Give me a hard time.
But, like, if they were handling eggs or one of them went out for like a smoke break or whatever, then there's just as much. I mean, it's a different risk, but there's some risk.
Well, I would say the multiplier effect of like this touching this and this is a little more contained.
That's why my family, like, it's so funny, like somewhere, sometime, my mom or dad read an article in like the 90s about how like most I don't know if it's most, but like lots of lemons that you get at restaurants and like that they put on water is like contaminated with salmonella. I'm never bothered to look it up. I'm like, I don't like lemon that much, so that's fine. But it, like, my parents will like get visibly uncomfortable when there's a lemon on the water cup at the restaurant, because it's like, and I guess it like originates often from like people using the same knife that they used to like cut meat to then cut the lemons. But so like a lot of what we're talking about is also like just restaurant issues as well.
Yeah.
So most of the ones that I was reading about were melon specifically. Is that true of you or not?
So I did pop by. I mean, I did see what they were cutting over there at Stater Brothers.
Yeah.
It is a lot of melon.
But I'm not even talking watermelon. I'm saying just like cantaloupe and honeydew, pretty much. Like that seemed to be, for whatever reason, a lot of the foodborne cut fruit stuff that I could find were those specifically.
Do you think that's the cause of like the outbreaks and things like that?
I think
I have
that
a
for
question.
whatever reason, those are more dangerous.
I have a
than
theory.
maybe other
I have a
things.
theory.
Yeah.
Here's my theory. It's not that it is more dangerous, but my theory is there's less watermelon being cut in other seasons. Whereas the fruits, I feel like you don't see like as much like chopped watermelon or whatever when it's not summer. Because people probably don't buy it as much. Like you just know that watermelon is like off season and you don't really buy it, as opposed to melons, which I know can be in season or out, but I feel like I don't know what those seasons are. That's the theory.
That's an interesting theory.
Yeah. I'm not such a seasonal shopper. Like that's a realm of food study that I need to learn more about, is like, oh, it's watermelon season, or it's, ramp season, or what have you. Like
Those things
Just a
from...
second.
Oh, sorry.
ramps?
Oh, that's a fish?
No, it's a type of onion. It's a wild spring green onion.
Oh, I don't
So
know that.
here's one thing where, earlier in the podcast you asked me, do you identify more with Pennsylvania than you do New Jersey? This is something where I'll say I feel like my New Jersey upbringing actually makes me more qualified to understand seasonality, because in New Jersey it's like it's the Garden State. So it's like, and we're from South Jersey, so it's like it's a lot of farms and whatnot, and so summer's blueberry season. Summer's blueberries, summer's watermelon. Apple picking happens in the fall. Like I think probably also the East Coast, because of seasons, we're probably just more in tune with like what you should be eating at that time of year, as opposed to out here where it's like, it's kind of all year you're getting the stuff.
Yeah, it's so beautiful here in Southern California. We just eat the bounty all year round. I grew up not on a farm, but my mom grew up on a farm, and I spent a lot of time at the farm. But I think it was more like vegetables and stuff like that. So it's like they were constantly rotating stuff in and out. And
you're a Nepo farmer.
Absolutely, 100%. Do we want to dig into some of the origins of like fruit cutting?
Yeah.
We have a bit of a history for you.
Do you have anything?
I can speak to do you want to talk about the concept and where it perhaps originated?
I mean, humans have been cutting fruit for as long as there are humans and knives.
But selling cut fruit specifically.
So I tried really hard to find that. And I could not find any sort of definitive, like, this is where, whatever. But generally, I believe, my theory is that Mexican people and Mexican Americans very much popularized the fruteros, and this then filtered into the grocery stores over starting in 70s, really.
A little later than that.
Later than that? Okay.
Yeah. How long have fruteros been like a thing in California? Do we know?
It basically goes back hundreds of years.
Okay.
So my guess. So can I give my guess too before you say it? So I think you're right, Adam. But I also am wondering, because you said that it's a little later, and I'm wondering if it's correlated with like the wide use of plastic.
So the information that I've seen about like it's kind of a rise and fall of produce in grocery stores, essentially. So like when they started really digging into like frozen fruit and vegetables, the produce section in grocery stores from like the 50s through like the 70s completely shrunk. Like I've got this guy talking, I believe it is in the early 60s. So grocery stores used to be completely like meat driven. Like they were saying, if you're in charge of the butcher department of the grocery store, you're basically the vice president of the grocery store. And the produce was like literally like an afterthought. They're like, yeah, I guess we got to like sell some lettuce or whatever. And with the rise of frozen vegetables and fruits, they started putting all of like their marketing and like manpower behind selling that frozen stuff, like putting in more freezer sections, And the produce section of grocery stores like dropped significantly. Like right now, maybe it's 15%. Maybe, like I'm really bad with estimating and things like that. But in the 60s, it was like 5%
of the floor space
of the grocery store.
Okay.
And then this one produce guy was like, I totally think it's going to get down to 2 or 3% in a decade. And he was 100% correct.
So where were people getting their like produce from?
I mean, maybe there was still like more farmers around, but I think people were just so into like
frozen,
the new innovation of like frozen food, like
TV dinner,
frozen blueberries, TV dinners, like frozen green beans and stuff. Which we did an episode about frozen vegetables, and like that stuff's not bad. It's not bad for you.
It doesn't. It like loses a little bit of nutrients, right?
Not even that much.
Arguably less than some not across the board, but
and that's great, right? That's like I like that.
Yeah.
But so like the produce section was like really just diminishing over the decades, and then like in the 80s they kind of got trendy to eat healthier again, and like organic kind of started becoming a thing, and like the produce section started growing again. Like it shrunk and shrunk and shrunk, and then they're like, oh well, like let's kind of rebuild produce, let's make it more exciting. Like when you get the circulars, it's not just like, oh, check out the meat that we've got. It's like, we've got fresh apples, we've got pineapple, we've got like, they would start ordering more and more tropical fruit. And I think starting to cut the fruit was actually like a marketing gimmick that they kind of stumbled upon in like the late 80s, 90s. They're like, how can we sell more of this fruit? Like, let's cut it up and show people what it looks like inside. Like it's fun. You talked about the butternut squash. I think like I was reading this one guy, I was a grocer in the 60s, and he cut up a butternut squash and like did a display of like, here's what it is. Here's how you take it home and do a thing with it. And it didn't work, but he like was like, I was ahead of my time, because they started doing that with butternut squashes in the grocery store, cutting them up, showing you what's on the inside and things like that. So it's partly like the health boom, but it's partly like to bring more people to the produce section and to say, well, look what we're doing actually. Like we're showing you that we got this dazzling array. You can cut your own watermelon, or we'll cut it for you.
That's cool. Yeah, that's interesting. The thing that is a real bummer is that like fruit stands aren't a bigger thing here. And like it's not a big thing most places. However, I was very fortunate enough when I lived in Philadelphia. The last apartment I had there was on 9th Street in South Philly, the Italian market. And so I lived about a block away from like all the produce stands and meat stands and whatnot. So that was like, and it was like cheap. It was cheap. But my other experience with that is I studied abroad in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and I was upset. The fruit there, people talk about the meat, people talk about like lots of things from Argentina. The fruit, oh, it's so good. It's really good fruit. And they just have stands, and like for everything, right? It's like you go to, they have grocery stores. Actually, a lot of like, they call them chinos because like a lot of them are run by like the Chinese immigrants. And so they'll like, in Barrio Chino, there's like, you know, a whole bunch of them. But you go to different places to get the different things. And like for me, you know, I never really went and got meat that much, like back then, etc. But the fruits that you could just like buy an apple on your way to school, and like it was the best, juiciest apple. And like I wish we had that more, where you could just like, you know, instead of pulling over to the 7-Eleven, you could just like get some fucking fruit.
I mean, part of doing the cut up fruit is to make it like more accessible and more fun and stuff like that also, where it's like, we don't have the fruit stand, but you can pop into your grocery store and you can get the sliced apple, and it comes with a little caramel dipper cup or whatever. It's like they're trying to
more to go.
Yeah, make it more to go, and make it so that it's like, oh, just pop in for a second. You don't need to buy 5 pounds of apples. You don't need to buy the sack of potatoes. We got stuff ready for you to eat, you know? That's kind of what it's a little bit about.
I mean, and the Frutero, I think that's fun. That's super fun. We have
a couple in our neighborhood that they'll walk around, and like That's the best, and I love getting fruit from them and getting like juices and stuff.
Yeah, and you get they're so good with it, and there's so many different like variations that you can do. I don't know. I love it.
No, it's great. That's 100. It's the closest thing, but it's like you don't know where, like, you know, it's always on the days you really want it. You can't find them.
It's true. I did a lot of research about. I went too deep into tahine, which maybe we could do another episode on. But yeah, we don't need to get into that just now. But,
all right. Yeah. You know, one other thing on the history of pre-cut vegetables. It's not a pre-cut fruit. It's not a fruit. It's a vegetable. But the innovation of baby carrots probably had something to do with
baby carrots,
the pre-cut fruit, because that was the first time somebody was like charging more for a food that was like more prepared, like a produce that was more prepared. They were invented in 1986 by Mike Urasek because he got so mad that supermarkets were not taking his less than perfect carrots. He's like, these people won't buy the carrots unless they're like absolutely perfect. So it's like, I'll just like shave them down.
Wow.
And, yeah.
So
I'm surprised he didn't patent it.
Yeah.
Maybe he did.
Maybe he made the machine. Yeah.
He did it with a potato peeler at first.
Wow, that's good. See, this is one though that I disagree with. It's like one of the few ones because you can just eat a carrot as is. You don't have to cut it. That's then it's like apples, right? It's like I prefer my apples like cut up, definitely, but I'm not buying cut apples. Like it's because you can just eat it. You just wash it off and then you eat it.
And baby carrots, I don't know. Those, they never hit. They're always like weird and wet.
No, I agree with this. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Okay, I eat a baby carrot, put it next to like some artichoke dip or something like that.
It's fine. I'll eat it.
With the right dip or whatever, but you pull it out of the bag, it's going to be wet and gross. Yeah.
The wettest snack.
It is the wettest snack. Other than, I don't know, I guess like yogurt.
So along those lines, there was a lot of debate about, like, because when we did our rotisserie chicken episode, there was a lot of proof that they took chicken that was just close to being that they couldn't sell that anymore, and then they cooked it, and that basically gave them another couple days or whatever of life out of that product. So a lot of people sort of claimed that the pre-cut fruit was like that. I don't really think it was, and for two reasons. One, it does seem like they might take the less than perfect fruit that just looks ugly and cut and use that for the pre-cut. So that does seem like an actual thing that they're doing.
The cantaloupe that's shaped like a football. Nobody's going to buy it.
Yeah. But the other thing, which I think is important to talk about, and is that they often cut the fruit just a little before it's ripe, because the closer to ripe it is, the quicker it's going to go, and then it can get into that weird, almost fermented kind of flavor that I think we've all had at times. So they actually pull it before it's ripe.
That checks out. Yeah. And I guess also the difference too is like when you're doing the rotisserie chicken and you're doing it so that it can like last a couple more days, that stretches it out, as opposed to, unfortunately, with the cut up fruit, it's actually the opposite, right? It's like once you cut it up, you're knocking on death's door for that fruit.
Yeah. I felt bad. I was at Stater Brothers at like 9 p.m. And there was so much. Those guys had gone home that you saw, and there was so much pre-cut fruit.
It'll be there in the morning, of course.
Yeah.
We did have, I don't know, so my partner is a big listener of this program. She does try to keep up with all of my media appearances. And she reminded me, we didn't do an episode about fresh cut fruit, but we had on a guest who used to cut the fruit fresh at the grocery store, John Cullen.
That's right.
And when...
Not all heroes wear capes.
Exactly. This is a bit of an aside before we get into what John Cullen said. Like, I do a radio show for 4 hours a day. We do the news. We do this podcast. And Apple has a new thing in the Apple podcast where they automatically generate a transcript of the entire episode. I don't know if you've seen this, Adam. I don't know if you've seen this.
I've seen it.
Which is terrifying to think that like everything I've ever said into a microphone is now like searchable and like part of a database. And
AI, we could make an AI version of you based on that data.
It's one thing where you got to like listen to like a 4-hour morning show and like hear me say something rude about John Hamm at, you know, the 1 hour 45-minute mark. That's another thing if you can just search for, did this guy say anything about bad about John Hamm ever?
Next time you interview John Hamm, he's going to do that before.
Yes. But I did use the AI-generated transcript thing in the Apple podcast to find out what John Cullen said about cutting the fruit.
From our podcast. Because you refused to listen to your own voice.
Yes. Well, I was also a little faster I can search for fruit.
All right.
I can say, where did he talk about the fruit? I didn't have a ton of time.
Yeah.
But he says that he really enjoyed trimming fruit for the grocery store. He said it was like one of his favorite things to do when he was like working in the produce section. He's like, you'd take a big watermelon, and then you'd make 10 of those like 4 watermelon slices or whatever. They're called trimming. He said, I enjoyed trimming. You're just kind of back there by yourself. And some of them would let you have music on, and you just stand back at your station and you're trimming shit. So that's the word of a guy that did the job.
So it's good. So we provide, so us cut up melon eaters, we provide good work for people.
That's right.
Did you see the thing about the unions and the fruit cutting?
No.
There was Kroger.
Don't give me bad news. Oh,
it's good news. It's great news, actually.
Okay.
So I think this was in 2023. Kroger instituted a cut fruit pilot program, similar to what we see at the Stater Brothers, or like, you know, you have the guys in there, or guys or gals. Gals can cut fruit as well. Cutting the fruit.
Now.
And they said, well, if you're going to add fruit cutting to the duties, then the union needs to raise wages for everybody.
Whoa.
And Kroger agreed to that, and so they used that as the fruit cutting pilot was a success, and they used that to negotiate better wages for union members.
I didn't know Kroger was a union like company.
I don't know if all of them are, but some of them are at least.
Most of them are. Okay. I mean, most of the big, like Vaughn's, Kroger, Stater Brothers, most of the really big chains are generally unionized.
I didn't realize that.
Trader Joe's, no, and Whole Foods, no.
Trader Joe's is 100% not unionized. They are big union busters. Trader Joe's, for anyone listening who doesn't already know, they are a shit company. Like, they are bad, evil people. They have the whole, like, we're the nicest staff in the world. They're so happy. And it's like, no, it's all bullshit. And they, like, treated them like dirt during COVID.
Wow. I had always heard that they were treated well myself. So
I mean, like, yeah, I think, okay, here's my thing here's the theory with Trader Joe's. So Trader Joe's, the marketing obviously is all word of mouth, and it's the sentiment is Trader Joe's, everyone's always so nice and happy and pleasant there. And so what I think has happened is, in turn, people come into the store in a good mood. Like, you know, when you have to like call your bank or whatever, and you're just like starting at like shit, and you're like, this can only go one way. And like, if they don't tell me exactly what I need right now, I am going to lose my fucking mind. So like, I think what Trader Joe's is like, people come in just like primed to have a good experience. So in turn, when they're met with like friendly staff, it's this like real like give and take. It really is like the prime example of why empathy and like kindness is like great, is because like Trader Joe's. Because again, I think like they have less incidents of people being like pissed off in Trader Joe's because they're coming in looking for a good experience. And then the staff feels better. You know, you don't leave being like, wow, I had this miserable customer service situation today. And like, then you come back and you're like, okay, I know it's not going to be hell. So yeah, I think that is part of what makes Trader Joe's like decent. But so, and then I think all that, like, Andrew really liked working with his like coworkers there. Like, he just really, really liked everyone he worked with. But it's the corporate, right? It's like, it's all about the like bigwigs who don't give a shit whether you live or die.
So I've grown up with many experience. I've had a lot of financial insecurity in my life. So going to the grocery store, looking at the price per ounce is something that I will never get out of my brain.
Yes.
But with that said, I'm also an adult and my financial circumstances have changed a little bit. And pretty much the only place they show up in the grocery store is right here, which is cut fruit. And so I will buy it's mangoes more than anything, but also I bought some watermelon yesterday. I will waste so much money, and not waste, quote unquote, so much money on pre-cut mangoes, and then I will just go home and I will sit there and I will eat just like
go
probably
to town.
4 mangoes
Babe,
in one
it's
sitting.
mango time.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold my calls.
Yeah, exactly. It is great. It's a wonderful thing, and they will pry those from my slimy dead hands. But the other thing about those mangoes is that they're always a little unripe. They're almost, some of them are like super crispy and barely even sweet. But I love that. I love it. I'm into it. I have no problem with it. I'm all on board with it.
Texture's good. The texture's good.
Yeah.
It's a luxury product, and I mean.
Luxury.
Yeah, I will say, so right now we're drinking, and they don't sponsor this podcast, but they sure could. High Noon brand vodka seltzer, grapefruits. And like,
we are cheap if you want to sponsor.
but like, I have vodka, I have seltzer at my house. Like, I can make a vodka seltzer, but I'm traveling. We're at a radio station recording right now. Like, I wanted to buy a box of 4. I didn't want to like bring cups and bring my bottle of vodka and grapefruit and cut it up and bring cans of seltzer or whatever. So like, this is a convenient luxury. There you go.
Yep. I love it. And I love pre-cut fruit. And the other thing, I bought watermelon yesterday. When you buy watermelon, you never know. It's like total roll of the dice. And I know some people know how to like pick the right one and listen for it or whatever.
I can kind of like, tune in.
Yeah. I would like to know, because I've tried and I've had it just blow up in my face in the past. But when you buy the pre-cut
You
watermelon,
were at a Gallagher show, the watermelon's blowing up in your face?
yeah, Gallagher too, actually. But when you buy a pre-cut watermelon, you know exactly what you're getting. You can see right away if it's got that weird, mealy, grainy texture, and you don't buy that one. If it looks juicy and good, hell yeah.
Do you think that the Frutero guys at the grocery store are like, they know how to pick a watermelon and they're leaving all the wrecked ones on the shelf so that they can like have the nice ones to show off in the plastic claim show?
I mean, probably a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I think probably there's a little, like the experts will pick the good ones. It's about smell, is what it's like, and I haven't gotten it quite right, but like I'm not the worst, and it's also it is also about season. You're just like if you're trying to get watermelon right now, it's September. You're probably like chances are your watermelon's going to be like not that good. It'll be fine. It'll be serviceable.
So what are some of the stranger things that y'all have seen in the, like, what's the weirdest plastic fruit that you've, the plastic container full of the unwrapped or pre-cut fruit? I mean, I can start like, I was at our local Stater Brothers earlier today, and I believe they had, was it papaya?
Interesting.
I think it was papaya. Is that the big orange one with the seeds in it?
Yes.
Then they got cut up papaya.
Wait, you're not talking about melon, right?
No, it's papaya.
Okay.
I know the difference.
Okay.
That's a papaya, right?
Yes, that's a papaya. So it's a half of a
It's a half of a papaya, but they're showing you that it's all cut, and this is what it looks like on the inside. And like, they have the angled watermelons and things like that. I've seen, I saw this online when I was doing some research. You could get a box of like unwrapped clementines or mandarins, little like citrus fruits.
It's like, if you don't need to take out like a knife for it, like I'm gonna go like clementine's already a portable thing. Like this is where I draw the line.
That's the line. That's the step too far. Is the pre-wrapped?
Yeah, I agree.
Wasn't Whole Foods selling like an unwrapped banana that had been re-shrink wrapped? I believe they were for a minute.
I believe.
No, again, this is fucked up. This is gluttony.
Everybody's got their line of what's gluttonous and what's just a luxury.
I'm correct on this.
Are you interested in any of that? This is the Mexican supermarket.
Okay.
They have a lot of interesting stuff.
Okay, that's in Los Angeles, right?
This is in Los Angeles.
Okay, what stuff do they have there?
Well, so I guess the most unique would be the stuff that already has tahine and chamoy on it. So they have a lot of mangoes and watermelons and that have that. They have a lot of melons. They have pepino, which I don't even know exactly what that is. Jicama, of course.
Yeah,
what is
pepino?
pepino?
Is like I think it's sort of like a squash kind of thing. No.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a big cucumber, but I don't know. I've never. I mean, maybe I've had it and not know what it is.
Look it up.
But anyway, good selection. A+, not super cheap, but worth it for me.
I have this article from 2022 from Supermarket News, the great Supermarket News. Great journalists over there.
Yeah, I check them every week.
And they said this is not like going to be made locally at the store, but this is like brands who are putting together like packages of pre-sliced fruit. And this is some relatively new innovations that honestly impress me. One of them is my partner buys these a lot where you get like the little thing. It's like cheese and almonds and dried cranberries. They're starting to do that, but with actual fresh fruit instead of like dried cranberries or raisins or whatever, which I think is pretty interesting.
Nice. Okay.
And there is it's prize slice apple nachos. So it's a package that comes with the sliced apples, and then it comes with a sauce, like a chocolate, peanut butter, or caramel, and then it has like pretzel pieces or white chocolate chips that you sprinkle on top of it once you dip them.
Oh, that's
Which sounds okay.
I would eat that. That sounds good to me.
Bring it to a football game or something like that with your
sounds good.
friends.
They do that with like the apples, and they do that like Starbucks. They'll do it like with the apples and cheese and.
This next one's my favorite one, and this seems so obvious, and the Calavo company really knocked out of the park with this. It is the sangria mix. It is like pre-cut fruit to throw directly into your wine to immediately make sangria. And I don't like sangria, but that's a great idea. I love that idea.
Yeah.
So
No, that's good. If I were a sangria drinker, that would be good for me.
It's oranges, apples, grapes, and they have a mojito one too, which is honeydew, jalapeno, and mint. So
Yeah, that's too many ingredients. Like they're hooking you up because can you imagine having to like
Cut all
think
that,
of all
yeah.
those ingredients? And
it's not that bad. I mean, I like the concept here, but it's not that bad to cut up an apple and.
No, an apple, but wait, name them all again.
Okay, this is the sangria comes with. Where was it? Sorry, wrong page.
Sorry.
The sangria comes with orange, apple, and grape.
Okay, that's not that many.
That's not that many.
I thought it was a little more.
And I mean, I guess just to kind of wind down the topic a little bit, everybody agrees with y'all because pre-cut fruit is on the rise. Like it is like a massively expanding category. This is from 2024, but they're saying pre-cut and pre-washed vegetable sales by dollar are up 569% year over year. And then the pre-cut and pre-washed fruit sales are 133% a year. So, like, this stuff is on the rise. People want this stuff. Like, it's big business. We haven't really touched on, like, the amount of waste that it generates. Like, plastic
it
waste.
generates a ton of waste. That's the issue. And that sucks. And also, I don't like those statistics because what that tells me is too many people. It only works like it's how every like supermarket or like every like pharmacy accounts for like a little bit of stealing like in their budget. It's like you don't want it to be like everyone stealing. I mean, like food should be free. Let me be clear. Like food should be fucking free. That is to me non-negotiable. However, it's like too many people doing it. Yes, it generates a lot of waste, but it also tells me that too many people are burnt out and don't have the time to prepare things for themselves. Like, I like
canary.
It is. It's 100% a canary. But it's like, for all the reasons I like doing it, it's like, again, I should hope that one day I live a lifestyle where I don't need to do it. And
Your servant could do it, or your personal chef could do it.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. My robot butler. But
Would you trust a robot with a knife? Not here in 2020.
Sure, they're metal.
absolutely.
What are they going to cut themselves?
Just cut you, stab you.
yeah, I trust
Making
my
me cut
robot.
your fruit, motherfucker, stab you a
Why
bunch of
would my
times.
robot stab me? I'm good to it. It's there's no reason. That's like If my robot wants to go, then my robot can go. Like, I'm not gonna hold my robot captive. But like, yeah, I think me and my robot agree. Like, this is symbiotic here. It's like the wolves. There's wolves and humans, right?
I love Jolie. I love how quickly that became a very real thing in your life that you've already gamed out, and you already have.
I think people who think that the robots are out to get us is like, well, then you gotta be nicer to your robots.
Yeah, true.
Like,
I don't know.
yeah.
Whenever I'm in LA and I see those little like carts that are carrying people's food, like I feel like I want to kick it over. You're allowed to kick those over, right?
Here's the deal.
those-
Here's the deal with those. Those are not autonomous, much to popular media's dismay / confusion. I recently thought they were autonomous. No, they are controlled by like people in third world countries.
That sucks.
Yeah, but I'm a huge Survivor fan, as I brought up in the beginning of the show, and I recently went to Dragon Con, which is like a big nerd convention in Atlanta, and I ended up getting to see like one of the coolest Survivor players, Christian Hubicki. He was there talking about humanoid robots. He like works in the robotic space, and he was talking about like this year in humanoid robots, and that was actually something I brought up, and was those the little guys. And yes, people do like to kick them, but the other thing, the question I asked was like, what are the ethics around like the marketing of these? Because people believe that they are autonomous, and that was sort of the thesis of his whole presentation, was like everything about like autonomous robots is very much a fable right now. Like, most of the time when you see robots doing like amazing things on their own, it's someone behind the curtain controlling it in some capacity. So yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
It is really interesting.
Yeah. And they won't be taking the job of cutting fruit anytime soon, which is
No,
good to
they
hear.
sure won't.
Well, hopefully more union wages, more union jobs.
Love that.
Yeah.
Phew.
One more quick thing I just want to say is that Whole Foods, and I would suspect a lot of them, they have a weak vinegar mix, and they will dip the outside of the fruit in that, so it'll kill bacteria, and then they'll actually cut it up, and then they'll dip the cut stuff in that stuff, and then they'll sort of air it out.
Lemon too, right? Like lemons, I
really.
think will do that. It's like anything acidic.
Yeah, exactly. So there is a little bit of attempt at cleaning this stuff before we eat it.
I mean, I didn't suggest that they did it over the dumpster or whatever, but
That is something I worked at in college, a restaurant in College Park, Maryland. Adam, I'm sure you've been. It was a short-lived bar where the Thirsty Turtle used to be, called the Barking Dog, and the owner was such a fucking aggro ex-Marine. And one time I was like, there was no one in the dining room, and I was cutting lemons out in the dining room, and he comes in and he just goes absolutely apeshit and goes, "What the fuck are you doing? Would you take a shit in your living room?" And like, that is my association with with cutting the little bits of food.
Yeah.
do we have any further? Do we want to wind it down? Do we have any final thoughts on pre-cut fruit at the grocery store?
My final thought is, some things are self-care. If you have the means and time and energy by which to cut your own fruit, you have a dishwasher to clean your dishes with. Sometimes, another guilty thing is sometimes we do plastic bowls and plates, which I fucking hate. But like, again, it's just one of those things where it's like, I can't spend my entire life hand washing dishes. And so sometimes you just gotta do things that like aren't the best for the environment or aren't the best for your wallet, etc. But like, you know, if you're doing those things, then like maybe there's other places where you can be a better consumer and like take the longer route. If you can walk somewhere instead of drive, do that. If you can, I heard a study that was like if everyone stopped eating meat for one day a week, we would like severely reduce, we would like scale back greenhouse gases by like 90% or something, like something crazy. So yeah, I think it's important to be an informed consumer, but also everyone take care of yourselves. It's a hard time right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jolie, can I tell you a little trick that I just learned that I'm employing right now? A little bit of parchment paper. I put that on a tray or whatever. Then I spray my ketchup or whatever messy that I'm going to do. And then I just throw it away. Boom. No dishes, no mess.
Oh my God. That's an amazing trick.
Wax paper?
Yeah, wax paper, parchment paper. It's less waxy than wax paper.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So what is going in the ketchup? Are you just like doing lines of ketchup?
No, like
French
your
fries
mess
or something?
Yeah, your mess.
What is the French fries going on then?
On the parchment
Also
paper.
the plate.
Okay. You're just eating off
I
the
have
parchment.
a little tray, parchment
Like a
paper.
tray.
Yeah.
You still got to wash the tray though, right?
No, because the
you, like,
parchment
rinse
paper
it. You just,
covers
like,
it all
rinse
up.
it.
Okay.
Adam, that's brilliant. But what do you do for cereal?
So right now I'm living out of a place because the kitchen is destroyed. So I am in this mode right now. So cereal, I have one bowl that I keep rewashing, and I will eat salad and cereal and anything that needs a bowl.
That's the. I forget. Do you know Mark Altskin? No, you don't know Max's friend, Mark. Anyway, that was Mark told me. I remember in college that everyone in his family had one bowl and one plate, and they each had one, and it was their responsibility. And I thought that it was the craziest thing, but like it's kind of genius.
Yeah, it's pretty. It makes the task a much more just singular. And like, 30 seconds, I'll wash it. There will be nothing more to do.
Do when you have the Captain Crunch, do you just pour the cereal in the mouth and pour the milk in the mouth too?
And you shake it.
Yeah, shake the head.
I have actually been eating dry cereal because I didn't want to wash the bowl recently.
Okay.
So we're not completely off. Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, I guess I'm a little surprised to hear these innovations in house and home life, I guess. I'm really trying to think, like, I don't know. I don't think that we would be doing that in my house. My partner's a little fancy. Maybe if I was on my own, but my partner is very much like.
Right now, I don't have a kitchen.
Yeah, you don't. So
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I think that's going to do it for us here on the Cleanup on Heil podcast. We've gotten into the cleanup again. Yeah. Parchment paper.
The cleanup.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Jolie, thank you for joining us. If people want more from you, where can they find you?
You can just go to my Instagram or TikTok. It's Jolie Darrow, JolieDarrow on Instagram, and then Jolie Darrow Comedy. I mostly post my stuff there. Sometimes you can see me on Regal movies stuff, interviewing famous people. But yeah.
I'm such a fan of your videos, Jolie. I always look forward to a new one. So
thank you. That's so kind. Thank you.
And they cannot find you at a grocery store because you will not be.
You won't find me. You won't find me dead at a grocery store.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. For Adam Fligsten and myself, I'm Jef Harmatz. Thank you for listening to Clean Up on Aisle podcast.
Boom.